Out on Broadway, The Third Coming is an evening of songs from musical theater taken out of their original context and given a new context and performance at New Line Theater in a production conceived and directed by Scott Miller. All the numbers are sung from a gay perspective. The Third Coming in the title refers to the fact that New Line has presented the show twice before. The first premiered in March 1996 and returned the following August. The context at New Line gave a whole new meaning to numbers such as We Kiss in a Shadow from The King and I. This is a poignant utterance about not being able to express one's deepest feelings. The 1966 production was preserved on a CD. I have a copy of it. The millennium was the occasion of a revival entitled Out on Broadway 2000. A note in the program says the 2000 song list had a few numbers from the original show, but a lot of new ones too. The same is true of the current song list. Only about a third of its numbers can be found on the CD. Among the items omitted was We Kiss in the Shadow. This is understandable in view of how much the social context for Out on Broadway has changed between the first and the third editions. There's still plenty of room for improvement, but who would have predicted 21 years ago that marriage equality would be the law today? That reality is reflected in the group of songs that open Act 2 under the collective title, I Do. The most striking of these is Getting Married Today, Stephen Sondheim's brilliant patter song about a couple at odds about whether to go through with their wedding plans. The New Line version is special because the couple about to be married really is married off stage. Mike Dowdy Windsor is the nervous one. Nick Dowdy Windsor is the steady one, with Shawn Michael presiding. Performers should not be confused with their roles, but it's great to see the real-life couple working so well together. This is a more hopeful Out on Broadway than before. The show opens with Hope, which is the name of a new song by Jason Robert Brown. Next is Mrs. Remington, sung by Nick Dowdy Windsor. It's an involving narrative from a show I'm not familiar with, The Story of My Life. Count on New Line to bring forward what others have overlooked. A group of songs entitled Finding Love bears out what the director's note says in the program, that the show takes a look at gay lives and gay relationships more than anything to reveal how much like our straight friends we are. Keith Thompson, the only holdover from earlier casts, sings impressively in A Trip to the Library from She Loves Me and Happily Ever After from Once Upon a Mattress. Ken Haller once sang Married from Cabaret in its original context. He sings it just as well out of that context at New Line. Shawn Michael leads the ensemble effectively in two very different numbers, You'll Be Back from Hamilton and Children Will Listen from Into the Woods. Miller's direction, Nate Jackson's musical direction, and Rob Lippert's scenic design and lighting design help make the return of Out on Broadway a rewarding opportunity to reflect on social progress.
Yeah, it was good hearing all most of them were kind of low-key in their performances, but I suppose that's appropriate for this kind of review of the various songs and enjoyable choices of the songs to listen to these songs again. But as you say, it's lost a certain edge, I guess you could say it had in '96, before the days when gay marriage was legal. So we don't kiss in the shadows anymore. I think you make that point well. But let's hear some of this music.